I want to thank you all for your willingness to come before the committee and help us with our work. And I feel like I have to defend Professor Levitin down there. I do want to point out that Mr. Levitin is the only witness on our panel this morning that is not being paid by a specific interest for his, in connection with his testimony. Mr. Levitin has not received any Federal grants or any compensation connected with his testimony. He is not testifying on behalf of any organization, and the views expressed by him are his own. So, enough about that. Mr. Levitin, let me ask you, your testimony indicates that you identified several accommodations that we try to make in Dodd-Frank to actually address the clear differences between the mega banks that we were trying to reel in and the community banks. And I know from my personal work on that bill with Congressman Frank that we tried at every turn to try to make a distinction between the regulation against the big banks that caused the problem and the community banks who did not cause the problem. I love my community banks. And maybe this is just my district, but when I've seen community banks go away in my district, they have merged where there's been acquisitions with larger community banks have purchased smaller community banks in pursuit of growth. Matter of fact, we've had two major credit unions that have been so successful in my district that they have converted to become banks so that they could expand further than their jurisdiction allowed as credit unions. So, yeah, they've gone away, but for growth purposes. But, Professor Levitin, if you could just talk a little bit about what you identified in some of your testimony, but drill down a little bit deeper about the advantages that we've tried to give to community banks so that they might succeed.
Sure. In the Dodd-Frank Act, I think there are three really important distinctions made between community banks and credit unions and large banks. First, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has no authority to examine small banks with financial institutions with less than $10 billion of assets. Instead, their examinations occur with their regular prudential regulator, and they're therefore subject to only one set of examinations, not two.
So in the universe of the under $10 billion, what's the percentage of that? Do you have any idea?
I think I've got the number right around here. For the under $10 billion, we are talking about for banks. There are 108 banks that have over $10 billion in assets. That's out of 6,518 banks in the U.S. Okay. So about 2% of banks are subject to CFPB examination, and only 5 credit unions.
Wow.
Out of about around 6,400.
And we're being accused of overreaching.
That's correct.
Okay.
Second thing the Dodd-Frank Act does is it exempts the smaller financial institutions, again, less than $10 billion of assets, from enforcement actions by the CFPB. Enforcement actions would have to be undertaken by their prudential regulators. And to date, I'm not aware of their prudential regulators having undertaken a single enforcement action for authorities that exist under the Consumer Financial Protection Act. Finally, the Dodd-Frank Act, the Durbin Amendment to the Dodd-Frank Act, exempts financial institutions with less than $10 billion of assets from regulation of debit card interchange fees, the fees that merchants have to pay whenever they accept a debit card transaction. That gives the smaller institutions a tremendous leg up competitively against large institutions. So, I mean, there's already a number of things in the Dodd-Frank Act that are really trying to look out for small financial institutions.
Great. I only have 40 seconds left. Anything else you want to add to your testimony that you might have been asked by another member and didn't have an opportunity to respond?
Not at this point, but I appreciate that.
Okay. I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.